Most people think losing fat is all about cardio, lifting weights, and counting calories. But what if the simplest solution was just walking? So I decided to put it to the test. 15 to 20,000 steps every single day for 30 days. No fancy diets, no extreme measures, just walking. And the results? Honestly, they shocked me. Let me tell you why I did this experiment and let me show you exactly what happened. Let's jump right into it. Okay, first off, I do think it's very important to give some context to explain where I was before I did all these steps. But if you do want to fast forward to the actual results, you'll see in the chapters below. Feel free to fast forward to it. So why did this challenge and where was I before I did like 15 to 20,000 steps per day? Well, I did this challenge for basically two main reasons. Number one, of course, I want to see where my body composition would go essentially after adding all these steps. And number two, I almost did it as a mental toughness test as well, as I do think it's cool to really push your limits and really challenge your mind. But where was I before I did 15, 20,000 steps per day? Because it's very important to compare them. So before I did this challenge, I probably hung around 10,000 steps per day, give or take. So I essentially added, 5 to 10,000 steps per day for these 30 days. I kept the workouts the exact same. So I did my 5 strength workouts per week, exact same, didn't change anything. And for nutrition, I didn't count calories, but I did try to keep it as close as I can. And essentially what I'm trying to say here is the only variable that I wanted to change was adding 5 to 10,000 extra steps per day already on top of my 10K steps. Now that we know that, let's talk about some of the challenges I had, and I'll give you the good results in terms of what happened after doing this 15 to 20K steps per day. Okay, let's talk about my 3 biggest struggles when doing this challenge, because if you're thinking about doing this challenge, I'm sure you can really resonate with these reasons. Number one, now this is very self-inflicted, and I'm a complete dumbass for doing this, but I did this challenge in February. Now, I don't know about you, but I live in Canada, which is obviously a cold climate. So walking in the, minus 20 weather and walking over snow and ice for 30 days straight, not the smartest idea, right? So if you're going to do this challenge, maybe you want to wait until a more fair month. The second thing I had an issue with was because I transitioned to a full-time online job last year in terms of my online coaching here. So before, it was easy to just kind of walk around because I'm training people on the gym floor. But when you're sitting at a desk all day, I'm sure maybe you can resonate with that. You have to really plan your movements, like going for 2 walks and just kind of be consciously moving around. Because if you aren't, then it's going to be very difficult to even come close to reaching 10K, nevertheless 15 or 20K. And the third biggest challenge I had, and you might be surprised to hear me say this, but it's honestly boredom. Like, I love walking, and I usually get, like I said, about 10,000 steps per day, but there's only so much walking you can really do. And I did this, like I said, in February. And when I walk, I typically listen to a lot of podcasts, especially football podcasts. And the Bills are obviously not playing in February. So there's only so many podcasts you can listen to and so much music you can listen to as well. So I got a little bit of bored just, grinding through those tough winter nights, especially when I'm trying to reach my step count. Now let's dive into some mental and then the big one, the physical benefits. Now that I set the stage for you, and I hope you guys enjoy what I'm about to share with you. All right, before we get to the good stuff, let's talk about the mental benefits because it's so underrated. Now, I apologize if this sound is crap. My mic just died mid-video. I'm gonna roll with it, so bear with me. And again, I apologize if the sound doesn't sound great. But there's 3 things that I wanted to really test my mental benefits. And I think I benefited in 2 of them. Mental toughness, discipline, and stress. So 3 things, and I think I benefited in 2 of those. So mental toughness and discipline, like, I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So I think it's a good test in terms of making sure you stay true to your word, because trust me, there were days like when it's like 6 p.m. out, it's freezing, and I'm only at like 12,000, maybe 10,000 steps, that I have to go for like a 45-minute walk when it's like, when I freeze my ass off basically. So it is a great test for the mental toughness and discipline. And I do think it translates to other aspects of my life, because again, the more you can just improve that mental toughness, it's just going to go every single task of your life to make it that much better. Now, the third thing I was kind of curious about were stress levels. Like, I'm not a super high stressed out guy, but I want to kind of see like how and what it would do for my stress. And I would say it probably made things worse, honestly speaking. Just keep in mind too, though, like I was at 10,000 steps per day before this. So like if you were at like 2,000 steps per day and you increase it to like 6 to 8, I think it has some good benefits because walking is very important for that. But when you're at 10,000 already and you're just stressing to get another 5 to 10K when it's freezing outside and you don't feel like it probably added more stress for me. But again, this is more of an extreme challenge. For most people, I think your stress levels would be a lot better by adding just a few more thousand steps every single day. Okay guys, we made it. Let's talk about physical results, and we're gonna start off here with the bang, and let's talk about the big one, the number on the scale. So did I lose weight? Was my weight the same, or did I even gain weight? Spoiler alert, I did not gain weight. So after 30 days, I lost about 1.5 pounds. Now before you freak out and say like, oh man, that's it, like that's barely nothing. Keep in mind, I'm only about 170 pounds to begin with. And for me to lose like 1.5 pounds in 30 days is actually pretty substantial because my body weight has been the same roughly, like give or take 1 pound, for basically 15 years. So it's a pretty good amount, like relatively speaking. Now in terms of appetite, is this something to consider as well, right? Like did I get a lot more hungry? Was the same? So my appetite definitely went up for sure. And even though I try to keep my calories the same and really isolate that variable, I do think I ate a little bit more relative, let's say the pre-challenge, because obviously the more you move, the more hungry that you're gonna get. So I think if I really control my appetite, like let's say I was eating 2,000 calories per day and I wasn't kind of, quote unquote winging it, I would have even lost more weight. So for someone like yourself who, let's say maybe want to lose like 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, if you down your nutrition and focus on a higher step count, that's how you can really lose the weight. And the third thing I want to talk about as well is like, how did my body feel? Right? Because like we don't really think walking is going to really wear and tear your body down, but to a certain threshold, it will. And 15, 20,000 steps per day is a lot. Now, let's say there's some days I definitely had some like Achilles soreness. And I don't think it was like the walking alone. It's because, again, I live in a cold climate. When you're kind of like stepping over snow, ice, it's that much more strain, right? Like every single step I took, you gotta use more pressure with your calves, your foot stability, etc. So it adds up over a course of 30 days of doing 20,000 steps per day. But if I ran every single day for let's say 30 minutes to an hour, I can guarantee my full body be absolutely wrecked. So yes, I was a little more sore in the Achilles area from adding a lot more walking, but I do think it was more from the weather conditions opposed to actually the step count itself. Okay, so the most important part is the big practical takeaway that I have for you. Now, walking, in my opinion, is still one of the most underrated and underused tools for fat loss. And every single guy should be trying to build up to 10,000 steps per day. Now, for this challenge, right, like it was 15 to 20,000 steps, which is pretty extreme. And I wouldn't recommend doing that because I was doing this, of course, to kind of, prove a point and take it to extreme measures. But I can guarantee without a doubt, if you can increase your step count by let's say 2,000 to 5,000 steps per day, and you actually do it where you're controlling your nutrition, because remember, the only thing I was really trying to isolate was walking, while I try to keep my nutrition and my workouts the same. But if you lower your calories, control your nutrition, and you add in the extra steps, I can guarantee without a doubt, guys, you're gonna shred so much unwanted belly fat. Now, we have a free awesome school group coming out next week or two that has gonna have more value than literally $1,500 programs. So if you want that announcement, make sure to like and subscribe. So stay tuned for it as we'll announce it super soon. You're not gonna miss out. It's gonna be one of the best free groups out there in terms of helping men ditch the gut and doing this in a non-restrictive, realistic approach. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.